Good evening from Europe. Here is still 6th of October 2020. For some of you it's already 7th of October. Anyway, good morning, good afternoon guys, whatever you are. Here is Light Forex Global YouTube channel. News of the day looks like no stimulus deal. No stimulus deal. Pelosi spokesman confirms in a call with Mnuchin that Trump has walked away from COVID-19 stimulus talks. Earlier, during the cash market getting closer to the end of the day, Trump said that, well, maybe we will get back into the talks after the election. Well, I don't know. Looks like he's losing control, especially that he's starting to argue with the polls as well, for example in relation to Pennsylvania. But anyway, guys, you were prepared. We were discussing this since Friday. The risk was skewed to the downside. As usual, I'm not trying to bias anyone, but we were discussing this. Please leave your comment below. What do you think when it comes to this no deal? I'm very curious, guys. What do you think? Anyway, we are going to briefly, it's a last minute update, briefly go through a few charts. Before we do that, risk warning as usual. Please bear in mind trading on margin carries a high level of risk. May not be suitable for all investors. You can sustain a loss of some more initial investments, so please do not invest the money. You cannot afford to lose. Seek education, gain experience before risking real money. However, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Okay, so what is going on, guys? Anyway, just if you are still curious, the green line still here with us. The first 5-minute trading range today wasn't super wide, so from the intraday perspective was challenge to try to trade it. But guys, again, link in the description. You can monitor my trading activity just to avoid the situation that you think that I'm talking different things, doing different things. I'm following a few different strategies, so sometimes it might be a little bit confused, but again, we were discussing possible risk off based on the possible failure. So first we had the failure to the downside on the Nasdaq. Lately on Friday we had another failure, sudden health recovery. So retest of the supply yesterday and today's sell-off. If you do remember, one of the suspicious theory, conspiracy theory, I've been talking to you about that. That, well, Trump and his colleagues loading up on the short side, knowing that he is not gonna win the election, right? So one of the theories, and I told you about that before, again, risk was skewed to the downside, but we are talking also about the possibility that we might see a little bit higher levels, right? We had our plan B. Anyway, so from the intraday perspective, Nasdaq, where I've been trading quite a few setups. And again, you can check it. I've been trading somewhere here, this failure, and I've been trading this supply, right? I've been trading this supply, and you can check it. Actually, that's the supply, and you can check it. There is nothing to hide. Huge outside day almost everywhere. Now, when it comes to the indices, now guys, just before you will go all in, right? Just, you know, take the deep breath, be rational, because how many times we already seen outside day, outside week, and then we've seen the reversal, right? Looks like, I'm not saying it's something for sure, but looks like we might set up the bearish tone towards the election. If that's the case, when it comes to the indices, right, cannot rule it out. Cannot rule it this out, guys. The zone here, right? So what we are talking about? Based on my chart, right, we are talking about the levels close to 10,200, right? And then again, oh, come on, 9,750, right? 9,500 as well. Cannot be ruled out. I'm not saying it's going to happen, right? I think it might be smart way to try to diversify, so not have all eggs in one basket, especially that we have S&P rejection even within the much more important level. Fake, retest, drop, retest, drop. We hit more stops. We are ready to drop even lower, right? So look for any kind of the Tokyo rally to try to fade this type of the move, but be prepared, and it's not gonna be, you shouldn't be surprised if tomorrow you are going to wake up and you are going to see the information that maybe we are going to get the deal. Maybe let's get back to the talks, right? And then sudden rally cannot be ruled out. But anyway, another engulf. So you wanna try to first towards the weekly open, and then 50% of that range, and then of course swing high. That's how I see the things when it comes to the indices. That's number one. Number two, Australian dollar, the same situation as discussed, losing the ground. RBA wasn't hawkish. We were discussing this stuff before. You were prepared, you were informed. Well, I'm not saying that I'm always right, guys. I'm not saying that I'm always right. But once we have this type of the situation, we have to take the full advantage of that, right? So what now for the Australian dollar? Well, I'm staying short Australian dollar versus euro, and I'm looking to fade eventually another rally versus US dollar. Overall, with this risk of setup, the yen looks like we might see the upside and the commodity currencies to the downside. So looking to fade any kind of the rally towards the weekly open. I'm looking to load up more when it comes to the euro dollar. USDCAD, another one, to the pip. To the pip. Congratulations, you know, for me, challenge to trade everything. But if you USDCAD trader, you got that line to the pip. To the pip, all right? So more to come, and the yen crosses, like pound yen, all right? Also, huge monster rejection, another engulf here. So maybe the setup, we've seen something like this, 1-2 days of the consolidations and downside, because we are retesting. It might be treated as a failure. So if you are going to try to visualize for yourself weekly candle, so currently looks like this to the downside, huge upper shadow, right? So also looking to fade the rally. The thing is that during the Tokyo session, we don't have anything from the macro perspective, right? So the market is going, the Asian market is going to follow US probably. Not sure if we are going to see any kind of the bounce rally. There is a little bit of the chance because liquidity might be lower as we have bank holiday in China, right? Then European, very early morning, we have German industrial production as well as French trade balance. So that's gonna be the focus around the London Open. Over the course of the day around the New York Open, we have the ECB Lagarde, but then towards the end of the day, another important event. I'm talking about the FOMC meeting minutes, but we are going to make the separate update when it comes to this. So overall, looks like no COVID stimulus deal. Looks like Trump walked away. We got the confirmation from other side. Looks like, just looks like, we might have the bearish setup when it comes to the risk towards the US election. Well, I don't know how it's going to behave when it comes to the euro dollar and the pound, but commodity currencies probably lower, yen probably higher. Let's have a look what the Asian markets is going to bring. I'm going to get back to you tomorrow. Stay safe. Have a great Asian trading session. See you around. Good night from Europe. Take care. Goodbye.